Hey everybody, so today I'm going to prepare kind of a Bible study or sermon that is more devoted towards mathematicians. I think sometimes it's great to extrapolate on the Word of God in different approaches, not always just spiritual or physical, but also maybe more applicable. We see equations all throughout the universe, so why not also in the Bible? And so I've titled this one The Axiom of Grace, a Mathematical Liturgy. And for the mathematician, the universe is not just a collection of objects, but a tapestry of relationships that are governed by immutable laws. Yet, the gospel suggests that the most profound truth is found in the one instance where the law was satisfied by a singularity of love. Let us explore the architecture of the gospel through the lens of sets, limits, and the fundamental laws of the physical world. First, we will examine set theory. In set theory, we define ourselves by our attributes. In the economy of human effort, we try to construct a set of righteousness. We will designate this as R. The first equation, which you can see in the captions above the video, states that an individual designated as X can be considered a member of the set of righteousness R if and only if their performance equals or exceeds perfection. This demonstrates the impossible standard we face in purely human terms. However, the biblical narrative, specifically Romans 3:23, suggests that for all of humanity, H, the intersection of H and R is the nullified set. The intersection of all humanity in the set of righteousness is considered the empty set. Where H intersects R is nullified. The gospel begins with the mathematical honesty of acknowledging our nullification. We cannot subset our way into holiness. If we are to be included into the set of the saved, the definition of the set itself must be transformed from one of performance to one of position. This mathematically confirms the universal need for grace. It proves the starting point based on our own merits. The set is empty. Next, we will examine something most people are kind of familiar with, the singularity, finding the infinite within the finite. In physics, a singularity is this point where all the laws of the universe as we understand them break down. The incarnation is the ultimate theological singularity. We can consider the wave-particle duality phenomenon of light physics. Just as light is simultaneously a discrete particle and also a continuous wave at the same time, the gospel presents Christ as fully man, as discrete and temporal, and fully God, continuous and eternal. The equation energy equals Planck's constant times frequency shows that Christ is the frequency of the Father translated into the energy of human flesh. He bridged the infinite gap between a holy God and a finite creation. He is the limit as X approaches infinity, manifesting within the bounds of a 3-year ministry. Next, we'll go into another phenomenon of physics, which we have termed the second law of thermodynamics, which states that in an isolated system, entropy always increases. Entropy, for you who don't know, is another word for disorder, or chaos, we'll say. And left to our own devices, our lives, our morality, and our spirits, we tend toward this decay. And we can see this in the equation delta of S is less than 0. We cannot reverse the arrow of time regarding our mistakes, but the gospel then introduces an external force. We have G equals H minus TS. In Gibbs free energy, spontaneity depends on change in both these terms, enthalpy and entropy. Our system was closed and decaying, but through the resurrection, an external energy source entered the closed system of death. When Jesus says, "Behold, I make all things new" in Revelation chapter 21, verse 5, he's performing a divine reversal of this said entropy. He takes the heat death of our souls and introduces a new eternal energy that never dissipates. And finally, we will examine the equation of substitution. We will also call it the Great Exchange. The core of the gospel can be seen as a symmetric property that is mathematically impossible, but spiritually factual. If we let S represent our sin and R represent Christ's righteousness, on the cross we have a mathematical substitution that occurs. Me and my sin is substituted by Christ and his righteousness. By the calculus of grace, the coefficients are swapped. He takes the sum of our transgressions, that is, the sum of n, which is also the zeta of n, and we receive the infinite value of his merit. It's not an addition, it is a transformation. We are no longer defined by our variables, i.e. being slaves to fear, but we are by the constant that is Christ. I am a child of God. So may you realize that your life is not a random variable in a chaotic system. May you find peace in the fact that while your own proof of worthiness remains incomplete, the author of the universe has finished the derivation on your behalf. In the complex plane of life where we often feel imaginary or lost in the ego of I-ness, remember that God is the real part. He is the axiom upon which all your truth is being built. In Latin terms, this would have been quod erat demonstrandum, which was to be demonstrated. The grace of God is sufficient. So that's what I have for y'all today. Again, if you need the equations, they're up in the caption of the video. And we will see a lament for the princes of Israel later on today in Ezekiel chapter 19. So I hope y'all have a blessed Saturday. Bye for now.